Hey guys, Adrian here for the Digital Dojos or for the Laker Coolman channel, depending on whatever channel you may be viewing this on. That's going to be going on both channels just for the reason that this is a big event, and this is the Back to the Mac event, as you can see above for the title. Alright, so this is the overview of the Back to the Mac event. And sorry if I kind of look like, I'm tired. It's actually 4 in the morning. I got school tomorrow. I have to wake up at 2 a.m. to watch this event, to watch the live stream. Just because it's 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and that's 2 a.m. for me here in Japan. So I'm up recording this after I get this done and edited. I'm gonna finally, hit the hay or whatever. Anyways, regardless, I do got the overview for you guys. I wrote a full blog post on both Dunk's Web, Digital Dojos. Those blogs I posted on Twitter. We did a live stream recording, live news coverage on Ustream.tv, so you can watch that recording. We watched the whole keynote, myself and Duncan. And here is the overview. So, if you missed the event, Back to the Mac was the event held today. And the first thing they announced at the Back to the Mac keynote was, first off, they did the whole State of the Mac, kind of showing the stats of Macs to PCs, their ratios, all the numbers and stuff like that. Then they moved on to the software. They're going to be releasing iLife 11, or iLife 2011. This is the newest update to iLife, which is, nice because we haven't seen an iLife update, obviously, since last year. It's going to be priced, I believe, still at $79. You're going to be, mainly they went over 3 of the softwares. That would be iPhoto, iMovie, and GarageBand. iPhoto is going to be getting what they call a new full screen view. Obviously, it's, full screen view for your Mac. Automatic slideshow creations for your photos, and a new way to email the photos along from iPhoto directly. It has also that face recognition like you've seen before. And it's also going to have a new social information stream, so basically it's going to automatically detect photos from your Facebook, stuff like that, and if people comment on your Facebook photo, it's actually going to tag it and show it in the, or show you the comments in iPhoto, so you don't actually have to go to Facebook. iMovie has some really new, really nice new effects and upgrades. It's going to have a whole new audio editing engine. That's one thing that a lot of people want to see in iMovie. So you're going to be able to really precisely take audio, stretched out, higher the volume, stuff like that, really in tune with the whole, wavelength audio editing type stuff. One-step effects. It's going to be easy now to add effects and make, your video look more professional, much more cooler with these effects to, like instant replay, all this stuff for, just like sports and stuff like that. They showed a demo, but basically you can do one-step effects where it'll add the text, it'll do the slow motion, all of it for you, and it'll slow it down to a certain degree. All you have to do is one button, one click. People Finder is a new face recognition software that they're going to be integrating in iMovie. Now this is going to be really nice, just because, for example, if I know this is an iPhoto, but let's say you have an instance where you want only clips of one person, maybe let's say you want to find all the clips with you in it in a family home video, or a movie that you recorded. In an instance where they show off a little thing in iMovie where, I don't know, I'll get some screenshots if I can, where they have this new movie trailers feature where you can show the cast of the movies and stuff like that, if you're making your own little movie. And it wants all that, it wants a picture of you, for example, for when you're showing your part in the movie. It's going to look through all that face recognition, and it's going to show you all the video clips with you in it, or, that one person. Or if it's looking for a group, it's going to look for those face recognitions of multiple people in a clip, or a frame. So it, uses that smart software, looks through all the frames, and tries to match you up with those, not all the frames, but, kind of shows a good overview of it. That way you can easily drag, that person into the movie trailer, or whatever it may be. Obviously, movie trailers, like I said, is the new feature, another new feature. You're going to be able to make really, really high-def, nice-looking movie trailers. They're very easy to edit. Really, really nice interface that they showed off in the keynote. They also added some new themes, stuff like that, just to make movie editing a lot more smoother. GarageBand got a new thing called FaceTime. Groove matching, which is really cool, kind of takes the whole, if you have a kind of a song that's offbeat, it takes that one track that's on beat, or the closest thing that you have. For example, they showed multiple tracks, 4 tracks, where 3 of them were kind of offbeat with the guitar and everything, and then the drum solo was the only thing that was on beat. and it takes that drum solo and it isolates that sound, and it kind of matches everything else up with it. So it matches up all the groove, and it does sound really nice. New guitar amp effects, new how did I play piano tutorial. So basically, the whole teach me how to play on the piano thing. So that's new for iLife 11. They didn't show off the rest, but I believe that's out today for $79, so you can check that out. Next up in the lineup, FaceTime. They now released FaceTime for the Mac. So if you are a Mac user, you can get this today for beta. The beta's out. The popular FaceTime video conferencing. So obviously, I'm recording with my iPhone 4 that has the FaceTime camera, but the new iPod. This isn't the iPod Touch 4G, but the new iPod Touches have the FaceTime camera. What is it? No, iPads don't have it. Sorry. So the new iPod Touches, the new iPhone 4s, kind of intermingle with the FaceTime. You can FaceTime from a touch to a phone, but now that big market, which is the Macintoshes, obviously, if you're on your MacBook, you're on your iMac, you can video chat with somebody on their iPhone, on their iPod Touch. So this is gonna be really big in a way for video conferencing. So you can it's kind of taking that feature that they released in iPhone 4 and iPod Touch, or the iPod Touch 4, and kind of pushing it out there to the masses with this Mac, or with the release for the Mac. But my only gripe with this was that it's kind of, in my opinion, kind of contending with the whole iChat. A lot of people use iChat to talk with their friends, but now that they have this, they can kind of, I know somebody wouldn't want to talk on the iPhone 4 forever because you kind of have to hold it, But I think this is going to be a huge, if this is going to be, does become a huge download for a lot of people, I think it's going to kind of contend with the whole iChat market. That's just my opinion. Alright, next up, the biggest release for that, I guess this event, was the Mac OS X Lion release. Now this isn't per se a release, kind of showed a sneak peek. I'm sure they're going to have another keynote when they go over the whole features and stuff like that. But it's set to release summer of 2011. Obviously the big thing about this was going back to the Mac. So what they want to do is, they have obviously the Mac, they have the iPhone, they have the iPad. They've integrated a lot of features into what they call iOS, or their operating system for their mobile devices, and they want to take it all back to the Mac. So you've got the great features that you have on the iPhone, the great features that you have on the iPad, and they want to take that and bring it back to the Mac. Some of the features they're talking about is stuff like multi-touch gestures, the App Store home screen, your autosave, the auto resume type features that you get. So they want to take all of that and integrate it onto the operating system for the Mac. So there's going to be a new App Store released within 90 days of today, whenever I upload this video. Obviously, 90 days from today, whenever you're viewing this, the new App Store will be out for the Mac. Yes, an App Store for a Mac, which I think was an interesting approach, but it's going to be huge just because it's going to get a whole new market to buy apps. First you only had people who used, the iPod Touches and the iPhones, who are huge app purchasers, but now people who don't even have the phone, kind of just families who don't, own an iPhone, now that they're going to have the App Store on the Mac, it's going to enable developers to develop for a huge platform. And I think a lot of people are going to, really be interested in this platform for the Mac. I think this is going to go over well, especially if they find a way where you can sync your Mac apps, like Angry Birds on your Mac to Angry Birds on your iPhone, kind of pick up. I think it would be a really nice implementation. So Lion also focuses on what they call something called mission control, where it kind of takes your expose, your spaces, your full screen apps, your dashboard, and puts it all in one nice interface. A way for you to really quick see what's happening on your Mac in one mission control, like kind of like a command center type interface. You can see all your windows, you can see your kind of exposes them out, you can see your full screen apps, and obviously your dashboard widget in the top left. I'll try and get a screenshot of that up as well. Launchpad, which is the iOS-like home screen for OS X, which is basically, the whole home screen like so. Obviously, I'm sure you guys have seen this before, this type of home screen where you flick left and right. They actually have an implementation of this now for, for the Mac. So there you have a little button where you click the Launchpad, and your Mac Store apps are going to pop up in this little Launchpad interface. And you can, if you have a multi-touch trackpad or mouse, you can simply go across and have a little, it's an interface that everybody's kind of used to, flick left, flick right. So that's a big thing. And basically, yeah, they're trying to take the whole iOS features and bring it back to the Mac, which I think is really great because a lot of people who love these iOS features that are so popular now are going to be having them on the Mac. So, Leopard focused on speed. Now we're kind of focusing on taking those big mobile features and bringing them to the Mac, which I think is going to be a huge, huge hit, especially with the new App Store on the Mac. I'd love to hear your guys' opinions, though. Alright, also, of course, they had one last thing to announce at the keynote, and that was the new MacBook Air, which I'm going to show a picture of, obviously. Before the keynote ended, Steve Jobs, of course...
It's 4 o'clock.
There goes my Mac, sorry. The new MacBook Air, coming in at its thickest point at 0.68 inch, and at its thinnest point, that's 0.11 inches. Really, really thin. Razor, razor thin. Looks really elegant. It's 2.9 pounds. It has the new unibody design, so it looks even nicer. It's fully aluminum, meets all of the environmental, standard stuff like that. But that's not it. They also released a new 11.6 inch display model that comes in even lighter and even smaller. Now, when I think about this 11.6 model, it's really interesting. I kind of think it looks very netbookish. If Apple had to have a netbook category, they don't like the whole netbook category, because Steve Jobs said netbooks are kind of cheap, underpowered. The MacBook Air would kind of fit in that category. The 11.6 is really small, looks elegant, looks nice. Obviously, it doesn't have all the port power. And like I've talked about before, yeah, it lacks a lot of ports. It lacks a lot of capability in terms of, other notebooks out there like Dell's, netbooks, and, razor-thin laptops. But the MacBook Air is really for that user on the go. It's I know there was a whole debate on it last year when the MacBook Air came out, but now it's just much more elegant, much more nicer. You have a lot of SSD and flash components implemented into it, so it's faster. It has that instant on. Basically, what they said is they want to take a cross from an iPad and a MacBook and put them together. That instant on feel, very fast. Boot. It's 2 times faster than the original model, and obviously maintaining that portability. Very, very light, easy to take on the go. Base price, this is what I really liked. For the 11-inch, it's $9.99. Really good price, I would think, for people who really need a on-the-go laptop, like a super type of on-the-go laptop like the MacBook Air. At the highest, the 11-inch can go up to $1,200. The 13-inch costs $1,300 baseline. Still, a little pricey, but again, you're paying for the brand name, and it goes up to $1,600. That's at its highest point. I think when OS X Lion comes out, Mac OS X Lion, or OS X Lion, comes out with the MacBook Air, it's going to be a really, really nice implementation because you're going to kind of get that mobile iOS feel on the MacBook Air with something that you can take around, fully functional laptop, take it on the go, very light, and still have a lot of power within the operating system and the hardware, because the hardware is, very SSD and flash memory based. Overall, I think the keynote basically kind of featured, if you notice, really took a lot of the iOS implementation and features and kind of, in a way, threw them on all the Mac platform, the OS X platform, I should say. Like the software like the App Store, which was, now transitioned over to the Mac. The MacBook Air is kind of a cross between the iPad and the MacBook. You're seeing a lot of implementations of the mobile. They're taking the mobile category of the iPhones and iPods and the iPads and kind of bringing it, obviously, back to the Mac, as the keynote states. Anyways, that's the overview and review of the keynote. Hope you enjoyed. Read my full review down below. I have pictures, some more details on it all. Hope you all enjoyed, and yeah, overall, I would think, I think everything was pretty great. A lot of the rumors that met everything expectation-wise. Nothing, that surprised me in a way. I think the App Store thing surprised me, the whole OS X line. That was a lot of, murky water in terms of what people were predicting with that. MacBook Air was to be expected. I think the 11.6 model is really, really nice, though. I think that's something I'd be interested in purchasing in terms of, something really light, ultra portable. But other than that, everything, was just some updates, iLife 11, etc. Very nice keynote, fun to watch. It was live streamed. I have coverage of that too. We did a live coverage of that in Ustream. I'll leave all links in the video description below, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.